Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start with class 9, chapter 8, that is propagation of sound waves. So, as we all know, what is sound? In different form of energies, we have done that sound is a form of energy. So, if sound is a form of energy, what does it do? It enables us to hear. It enables us to hear, means it gives a sensation of hearing to our ears, through which we can find what type of sound is coming. So it means sound is a form of energy which enables us to hear. So firstly we are going to discuss about what is sound and then what are the sources of production of sound. So first is propagation of sound waves. So on propagation of sound, we know that sound is a form of energy which enables us to hear, or we can say it gives us the sensation of hearing. Now comes that how the sound is being produced. Sound is produced by the process of vibrations. Now how vibrations are produced? For vibrations we are having 4 different methods. Number 1, beating, rubbing, blowing and plucking. In lower classes, means 6th, 7th, you have already done these sources or these methods for production of vibration. So it means whenever the vibration is produced in any of the way, any of the thing, any of the object, ultimately the sound is going to be produced. So sound is produced by vibration. Vibration in turn can be produced by any of these methods. So if sound is produced by vibration, so something must be there in which the vibration must be produced. It means sound cannot travel or sound cannot be produced in a vacuum, because there is no material medium which can vibrate. So it always travel through vibrations. So hence vibrations are must to produce the sound. If vibrations are must, medium is must. So for propagation we have 2 things. First, the requirement of the medium, and second, if it travels from one point to another in a medium, how it propagates. So firstly we are going to discuss about propagation of sound waves. So it means I have already told you that vibrations are produced in a medium. So it is very clear that it requires a medium. So in your book it is given the Bell experiment. I will show you the diagram of the Bell experiment. So they have shown you the diagram. Please see here on the page number 174. This is a bell jar in which the bell is arranged in such a way that through the cork 2 wires are coming out, which is connected with battery and key. And from bottom a vacuum pump is arranged so that the air can be taken out, or you can say the vacuum is being created in this bell jar. So what is going to happen? Firstly, we are not going to switch on the vacuum pump. What we do, we just switch on the key or press the key inside the keyboard, and hence what is going to happen? The bell is going to be start. So this hammer is going to strike on the gong, and you are able to see the striking. आप इसका टकराना देख सकते हो. So if you are able to see the striking of the hammer on the gong, but sound is also audible or not? Yes, the sound is audible. You are able to hear the sound. But now one thing we are going to do, we are going to start the vacuum pump. Bell is continue, vacuum pump is going to start. If we start the vacuum pump, this vacuum pump remove the air inside this and hence make this bell jar empty. Now what is going to happen? As the vacuum pump is on, the air is going to move out. The amount of the particles inside it is reducing, and the sound heard by us is also going to reduce. If the sound is going to reduce, one point comes when the whole air is removed from the jar and you are unable to hear the sound. But you are able to hear, or you are able to see the hammer striking on the gong. So it means it requires a medium. Until the medium inside the this bell jar, the sound is audible. As the medium is over, no medium is there, vacuum is being generated, so no sound is audible from this bell jar. It indicates that this sound always require a material medium. Material medium must be there. So material medium is necessary for the propagation of sound from one place to another. So now we are going to discuss that if material medium is there, what type of medium must be there? Number 1, So factors or properties of the medium we are doing. First is medium must be elastic, means it is enables to vibrate on its position. So in the starting we have done that object should vibrate. So it means if object should vibrate, the medium of which the particles are there, they must be elastic. It means they are able to move back and forth. It means they are able to vibrate on their initial position or mean position. Second is medium must have inertia. Inertia means it should have the mechanical energy. Then only the potential energy is converted into kinetic into potential. Then third requisite or the property of the medium, which is the medium should be frictionless. If our medium is very much friction, having very much friction, then what is going to happen? The most of the energy of the sound is being lost in the overcoming of friction. So the main requirement of the medium is it should be frictionless so that it can transfer the energy from one point to another. So it shows that sound cannot travel in vacuum in the previous experiment which we have done in the bell jar experiment. Then comes light does not require any medium of this its propagation, and hence it propagates in vacuum as well. So if light cannot need any medium, so it can travel in vacuum. We are able to see this because we say that our whole universe is having vacuum. It means our earth is having medium, but our atmosphere is only having medium, whereas out of the atmosphere the rest of the space is empty, that is it is having vacuum. Still the light from the sun reaches us. It means light don't require any medium for traveling from one place to another. But we have proved over here that sound require a medium. So it is a note or the fact. Then comes propagation of sound waves. I have told you that for propagation we need two things. One, requirement of the medium. Other, how it propagates. So requirement of the medium we have done. It must have, we have done the factors also or the properties of the medium which is needed for a medium to propagate a sound. So properties we have done that it must have inertia. Medium is frictionless, and the first was elasticity. The medium must be elastic. So these three are the main properties of the medium in which the sound is going to propagate. Then comes how the sound is going to propagate. It is in the form of packets, it is in the form of waves. So we have told over here that sound is propagating in a way of waveforms. Normally we are having two waveforms. Now question arises which waveform. Now normally we are having two waveforms. One is transverse, another is longitudinal. What is the difference in these two? In transverse, crust and troughs are formed. Longitudinal, compression and rarefactions are formed. What is another difference? In transverse wave, the wave motion or the motion of the wave and the motion of the particle both are in perpendicular direction. But in case of longitudinal, motion of the wave and the particle are in same direction. So I will show you diagrammatically. See, I have drawn the diagram of transverse wave over here and longitudinal wave over here. So it is in transverse wave, you can see that motion of the particle is shown over here. If it is a type of rope, then what is going to happen? The particle from here, I just give a jerk over here, the wave is going to move in forward direction. This loop, then this loop, then this loop. I can draw another diagram. Firstly this loop and then this. Then comes loops forward, again this, loops little bit more forward, loop reaches at the end and hence it stops. Fine. So when it reaches the end, it stops. It means the particle from here is going to move up, particle from here is going to move up, particle from here is going to move up, here also move up. So particles, wave is moving in this direction, whereas particles from the wave are moving in perpendicular direction. It means this is the waveform, this is the motion of wave, this is the motion of up and down is the motion of particle. So if up also perpendicular, if down also, then also perpendicular. So wave motion and the particle motion, both are forming perpendicular to each other Then comes to longitudinal. We have talked about that they are along the same direction. If the same direction, what is going to happen? If I speak over here, the air is being compressed over here. So I told you compression and rarefaction are the form. The area in which the waves are very close to each other is known as compression, and the area where the waves are away from each other are known as rarefactions. So when we are pressing the waves over here, the particles move in forward direction. But when the pressure increases in this area, the particles push the other one in this direction and this direction. Wave is also moving in forward direction. Compression is here, then another compression is here. So it means wave is moving in forward direction. Same way particles are also moving in forward and backward direction. So it means our wave, this is the motion of particle, this is the motion of wave. So wave and particle both are moving in same direction. So it means our sound wave travel in longitudinal way.